Yeah. All right, hello and welcome to St. Augustine Prep as we're here at the Anthony Spina Gymnasium as St. Augustine Prep Volleyball takes on Hopewell Valley in the first round of the NJSIAA Group 2 playoffs. The 8-9 matchup. Going with the static camera a little bit today. I don't have a cameraman since everybody's on their third semester trips, but Hopewell serves it over. Fisher Brogan puts it back over, not too far. Set goes too close to the net, and a point for the Hermits to start off the game. Hermits will take a 1-0 lead. These teams should be evenly matched as Nick Sicaro serves this over. And I believe there's a rotation issue on Hopewell Valley, so kind of a point you don't want to give away there if you're Hopewell. But the Hermits take a 2-0 lead. 2 mistakes by Hopewell gives them that. And a good hit there. Goes right through Sicaro's hands. He'll probably want that one back. It was a pretty good kill by number 11 on Hopewell Valley, but they cut that lead back to 2-1. Service over. Brogan with the dig. Sicaro with the set to Lemowski. Lemowski with the hard hit. He gives the Hermits a 3-1 advantage. So this is the 8-9 matchup. Pretty even teams. Hermits have a better record, but I think Hopewell played a little bit tougher of a schedule. Hermits challenged themselves with some out-of-conference games against Kingsway as a big block there. Sicaro with the pass. Brogan will set up Menachino. Menachino with the hit. Goes to the back line, but dug out by Hopewell. Hopewell with the left-handed hit. Dug. Sicaro again with the set to Menachino. Hit. Block. Fisher keeps it alive for a half a second with his foot. But there is the randomness of using your foot to keep it alive as it goes towards the Hermits bench, and the Hermits not really able to get to it. So Hermits lead 3-2. Service in, goes into the net. The Hermits will take a 4-2 lead. Winner of this game most likely headed to St. Joe's Metuchen for the next round game, as Sardi puts this one into the net as well. But the number 1 seed, 2-time defending state champion, so be a tough task for whichever team is able to get through this expected to be closely contested matchup. As they play it over. Set to Menachino again, and they get a piece of it, but Menachino hits it just enough around the block that the tip goes down into a point for the Hermits as they take a 5-3 lead. Another substitution for Hopewell Valley. Looks like they'll be subbing a lot more than the Hermits today. It's a good service there from Menachino. Number 11 unable to handle it. Hermits take a 6-3 lead. Each one of these points in the beginning of the game is pretty super important. I feel like you get a 5-point lead that's a lot bigger than you expect. But it's those kind of errors it seems to be both teams are making right now. A little bit unforced as Menachino puts that one into the net. Hopewell Valley set to serve. Over, dug by Brogan. Sicaro with the set to Tampolini. Tampolini blocked. Menachino tries the dig, but a little bit of a late reaction as the ball kind of gets, a little too far in front of him near that attack line. And it will be a point for Hopewell Valley. Service, again dug by Sardi. This one's set to Lawson. I don't know if Lawson wasn't expecting it or if he just kind of mishit it. But either way, the point goes to Hopewell Valley, and this game is tied at 6. Served over. Sardi with the dig. Set back to Tampolini. Tampolini off of the block and in for a point. Hermits will take the lead again. And big hit there from Hopewell Valley as they tie this one up. There's a dig there from Brogan. Set to the outside. Big block there from Minakino, but it hits the rafters and goes over, so that will be an out-of-bounds point for Hopewell Valley. All right, Hopewell Valley with the serve. Tampolini with the dig. Sakaro goes with a quick hit, but not quick enough as the libero for Hopewell Valley kind of susses that out, gets his pass right to the net, and they hit that one down pretty quickly from there. So they take a 9-7 lead, and we will be right back after this timeout. All right, and welcome back. Hermits took a timeout there as Hopewell Valley took a 9-7 lead. And there again with the serve. That one's long. Hermits will gain a point back there. As Spencer Lawson set to serve for the Hermits. Oh, good serve right over the net, and the libero cannot handle for Hopewell Valley. The Hermits even this game up at 9. I feel like there's kind of like, I almost expect you to get the point when you're receiving the serve because no one in high school volleyball has got, maybe a foot violation on Lawson. I don't know. I usually expect you to kind of return the serve, get a good bump set spike, and maybe go for a point. So if you can get a couple points as you're serving, it can be huge. But I think Lawson there had another pretty good serve, but I guess they said he set foot over the line while serving it. As they send it over to Fisher Brogan, who sends it off of the block and down for a point as it goes out of bounds. Pretty even game so far. Hermits had a 3-point lead at 6-3, and that's really been the biggest lead either way so far. As Sakaro sends it over. The best original pass from Hopewell Valley, but a good second one. As the Hermits set Minakino, he goes in just barely at the end. I view was kind of blocked by the official, but the flag guy from Hopewell Valley pointing that it hit inside the line. So Minakino with the kill there. Minakino coming up on the all-time kills record for the Hermits. I don't know how far away he is, but I think he's pretty darn close from what the kids tell me. All I know is you watch a couple games for the Hermits, and Minakino's scoring most of their points. And he gets an ace there. A couple big points. It was kind of a big swing. The Hermits are up 6-3. Then Hopewell Valley gets a 9-7 lead. You don't want the tide to turn too much. So the Hermits can kind of nail a couple more points here from the Sicario serve sets. We'll be doing all right as Hopewell Valley sends that one long and over. Hermits now lead 13-10. Sakaro sends it back over. Set a little close to the net. They go up and over. Someone touched the net. And it looks like it was a Hermit. So that'll be a point to Hopewell Valley. As number 11 for Hopewell Valley serves it in, the Bulldogs. Sakaro back sets to Brogan. Brogan with the hard hit. Controlled by Hopewell Valley, but they got to go 3 over there. It's a good pass from Tamplini. The set to the outside of Brogan. Not the hardest to hit. Hopewell Valley comes back the other way with another hit. And a good kill there for Hopewell Valley. Hermits had a couple chances there, but whether the jump was off or the set was slightly off, whichever it was, it couldn't get, that hard downward hit where it kind of really puts you under some pressure. Instead, there's kind of that lighter hit where it's easier for Hopewell Valley to get it. As they go back to Lemowski, blocked. Sent over the net, now to Minichino. Dug out by Hopewell Valley. Back set to number 1. He hits a little bit of the softer. Dig by Tampolini. Passes back to Minichino. Good block there by Hopewell Valley. Someone hit the net, and it looks like Adrian Lemowski. Yeah. So there's a little debate right here going on between the Hermits and the officials. Looks like the Hermits were claiming that it was Hopewell Valley that hit the net. Officials ruled that it was Lemowski. So Hopewell Valley will tie this game up at 13. Sardi with the dig. Sakara with another set to Lemowski. That one's in as the Hermits take the 14-13 lead. Fisher Brogan serves it in. And that one set too close to the net for Hopewell Valley to do anything with it. By the time they kind of touched it off the net, they sent it back underneath. So it'll be a point for the Hermits. Brogan almost takes his teammate out with the serve there. Both teams have really had some unforced errors. The first team to clean those up might take this set and this match. Kind of went a little bit through. A little bit through Sardi's hands. The Hermits actually, I think, got lucky because Brogan was going back to the. Like you can see if I flip the camera angles. I don't like this one as much because it's a little bit delayed on the audio, but you can see the backboard's in there. So it hit the backboard as Brogan was underneath it. And so they replay the point. So it is still 15-14 as Hopewell Valley serves. That one a better dig, but no one going for it. A little bit of a campfire scenario. Not what you want if you're the Hermits. We're all tied up at 15. Sardi can't quite handle that one. Point goes to 16-15. With the dig, Hermits set. Looks like he went under the net too. Another point for Hopewell Valley. And the mistakes for the Hermits really piling up. Just that kind of unforced stuff. Hopewell Valley sends that one long. Just as the Hermits make a couple unforced mistakes, Hopewell Valley makes an unforced mistake, sends that service over long. And the Hermits now cut the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs lead down to 1. Sardi sends it over. Good dig there from Hopewell Valley. And the hit was out of bounds, but called a tip by the official, so point to the Bulldogs. And a serve into the net. Cuts the lead back to 1. Hermits need a couple points here. Minichino had some points, some aces when he was serving last time. So the Hermits will hope to get a couple points here, maybe flip this lead back in their favor before the service goes back to Hopewell Valley. And not as aggressive of a serve there. Ooh, it looks like a carry there called on Hopewell Valley. Hermits will tie this one up. Again, is the first to 25, win by 2. And And a deflection, a good hit there by Hopewell Valley as they take a 19-18 lead. Number 5 for Hopewell Valley gets set to serve. That one goes into the net. Yeah, I mean, this game one seems to be going to whoever makes the least amount of self-inflicted mistakes is going to win. Good serve there from Tambolini. Decent pass from Hopewell Valley, but they're not going to good hit, so there should be a good passing opportunity for the Hermits. They hit it to Brogan. Brogan with a good hit, but out of bounds. Hopewell has a 20-19 lead. Good dig there from Sardi. Pass. Fisher Brogan hits it over. Hopewell with a good opportunity for the hit, and they make the Hermits pay. Good kill there from number 11 on Hopewell Valley. And the Hermits will take their second time out of the game. They trail 21-19. We will be right back after this. All right, and we are back. Again, Hopewell Valley has the service. They lead 21-19. Hermits are out of timeouts. Hopewell Valley still has both available. Not the best dig there from the Hermits. So the Hermits will just send this free ball over. Hopewell Valley is going to hope to get set up. Good set to the outside, number 11. Good dig there from Tampolini. Sakara sets Fisher on the outside. Fisher goes a short way. 2 hits from Hopewell Valley. But they're going to call point for the Hermits. I don't know what happened, so I'm not going to pretend like I do. I thought it was just 2 hits. I thought they were going to have the ability to kind of go back over, but hey, I'm not one to complain. Hermits cut the lead to 21-20. CJ Rich with the serve. They kind of go the short way, catch the Hermits off balance, send it over. Send it over Fisher Brogan's kind of outstretched hand, kind of catching them off guard by going with that soft hit over the wall as opposed to the typical spike. All right, Tampolini gets it easy there. Good set from Sicario. And Lemowski sends it long. That'll be a point for Hopewell. Oh, maybe not. Wait for the Hermits. Someone must have touched the net or something like that because I saw the flag guy raise his hand like out of bounds. But maybe he wasn't. That's what happens when you try and take pictures and do a live stream at the same time. Either way, Hopewell Valley sets back. Good block there by Minikino and Lemowski, but the hard hit sends it careening out of bounds off of the block. Hopewell now takes a 21-23 lead. Remember, you play 225, win by 2. Now a set from Sicario. Lemowski with the hit and gets the kill for the Hermits. Hermits could really use a point on the service here. Like I said, it seems to go back and forth. Like you're almost favored to get the point when you're receiving. The Hermits could really use a point here to at least tie this one up. To not kind of have that, keep that win by 2 a little further away. As the back set And Brogan and Sardi not quite able to get there. So Hopewell now a point away from taking game one is 24-22. Service in, hits the net. All right. Big point there for the Hermits. Who is serving for Prep? Looks like the Lawson subs in for Rich. So Sardi with the serve. Again, this is a big point here. It is win by 2. Sardi goes the safe way to get it over. Good hit there from number 2 on Hopewell Valley. And that will be game one. Hermits drop this one 25-23. We'll be back for game 2 right after this. All right, we are back, and the Hermits will start with a quick point there. Hopefully, they can kind of build upon that. They started with a couple quick points last time. It took a 2-0 lead. They went up 6-3. Hopewell Valley fought back. I mean, that's not really a huge lead, but ooh, good hit there by number 3 from Hopewell Valley. That is Girthy Saranen. But he got up there. That was a pretty good kill from them to even this game at 1. Like I said, it just kind of always seems like the team receiving, you know, no one in high school is hitting a crazy good. There's a good set there to Menachino. Back set to Brogan. Brogan goes short. Hopewell Valley on top of it. Back set to number 1. Little long, but good dig there by Menachino. Tamplini sets up to Fisher, and then the big block there by Jonathan Anguati. Gives Hopewell a 2-1 lead. I'm saying, like, these aren't too bad. Ooh, there's a tip there from Sicario, but it's like a foul against the Hermits. There's a dig there from Tamplini, but the dig goes too close to the net, and Pat Latausis makes the Hermits pay. A quick 4-1 lead, and the Hermits are going to try and stem that tie, but taking a quick timeout. We will be back right after this. All right, we are back after the timeout. Hopewell Valley jumps out to a 4-1 lead. Service, Tamplini dig. It's already passed, hits the top of the roof, which can keep going if a good block there. It would. I guess somebody hit the net on the Hermits, so that'll be a point to Hopewell. But if it hits the ceiling and stays on your own end, you can keep playing it. If it hits the ceiling and goes over to the other side, then it's the other team's point. So it hit the ceiling there, and the Hermits kept playing it, but hit the net on the spike. A little bit of a dig there. Menachino gets it barely over. Hopewell Valley going to have a good chance to hit. Good dig there by Lemowski. Sicario sets Brogan. Brogan gets it and keeps it in down the line. That was pretty close to being out, at least from my angle, but that was a good, accurate kill there by Fisher Brogan. The Hermits down 3. Brogan plays it in. And that'll be a point for the Hermits. So I think it was technically not a block, but that's what happens when you set that a little too close to the net. Lemowski makes him pay because he wasn't quite up for a block, so he hit it like twice with that. It was more of like a dig than a double hit. So Hermits will take the point there. They trail 5-3. Here goes a back set to number 2 on Hopewell Valley and Shane Sullivan. The big kill there for Hopewell. They take a 6-3 lead. Shane will take his time to serve now. Hits it in. Dig by Sardi. Back set to Menachino. Into the block and goes down and out of bounds for a Hermits point. The Hermits need to get Menachino swinging. Like I said, it leads the team in kills. I think they said like half of their kills come from Menachino. So when he's got that confidence going, him and Lemowski have that confidence going, that's when the Hermits can really get cooking. But a big set there, blocked by the Hermits, but down into a point for Hopewell Valley. They take a 7-4 lead. And Hopewell Valley does the Hermits a favor there by serving that one into the net. So that, with the serve at the top spin. Hopewell Valley digs it out. Now they're hit by Shane, and it'll be a point to Hopewell Valley as Sullivan with another kill. That kind of alternating 2, then 3, then 2, then 3-point lead isn't too far of a stretch for the Hermits, but you can't let that become 4 then 5, 4 then 5, or 5 then 6, 5 then 6, because those leads are tough to come back from in high school volleyball. So you got to keep it here. Sorry, I get quiet when the gym gets quiet. They set up to Lawson, blocked, but right back to the Hermits. Sakaro set up Tamblini this time. He goes short, and the dig from Hopewell Valley goes into the net. Those points are so important for the Hermits until they can get this game, closer to being tied. Like tied down one, you're being, you're all right. You're in a good spot. But it's those, down 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, depending on who's serving, is when you're teetering on, dangerous lead for the Bulldogs. Served in from there. Hit from the back row. Dig by Minikino. Good job. Brogan will just send it over. Thought that one might go long, but the Bulldogs play it. Brogan sends it over again. Hopewell kind of scrambling. This one hit just wide out of bounds. The Hermits cut the lead to 1. Good job there by Hopewell Valley, but they were scrambling the whole time. And did a good job to keep the rally going, but they never really got a good set there like they did at this point. But it seems like Sullivan really couldn't. The set was a little low, so it was looking like almost short-armed it a little bit. And because he kind of short-armed it to get at the angle to go over the net, sent it out of bounds. And the Hermits will tie this one at 8 as Tamblini sends it over for the set. Hopewell Valley getting a little animated there, so he set it over. Tamblini had the block, but the block kind of went down on his body with him. It was a little awkward, but Hopewell has the point. The jump serve right into the net gives the point right back to the Hermits. Spencer Lawson in for the serve. Also with a good serve, dug by Sullivan, and then a little bit of a slip up there on the pass, and the Hermits will take a 10-9 lead. It's been a good last 5 or 6 points for the Hermits. They just need to keep this momentum going. Lawson with another powerful serve there. He's doing it well, even with his hand taped. Bulldogs goes the short way. Lemowski, looking like a little confusion there, so they didn't get a great hit. Sakaro sets it wide, and then off of the tip is the Hopewell Valley point. As they tied this game back up. There was a little bit of communication issues there for the Hermits, as it looked like both Brogan and Lemowski were going to set that ball, so they set it to Sicario, who's normally the setter, and he wasn't really kind of set up for that, so he just went soft, and then you kind of get that free ball back the other way. You really need that downward hit to kind of put the other team in pressure. Both the Hermits players let that service go, and it lands inside the line for a Hopewell Valley point. They take this lead right back at 11-10. Another serve there by the Hermits. That one's wide. The Hermits will tie it up. Got me nervous there because it had the distance, had the right distance, but just about a foot wide on that line on the bottom of your screen. Again, apologies for the static camera today as Hopewell Valley gets that pass into the net. Hermits take a lead. Apologies for the static camera. I am short-handed with the help today as everybody's on third semester. So it is what it is as Sakaro sets it over. Hopewell with a good pass, but kind of set from behind that attacking line. It was a little aggressive. I think there, maybe play it safe and send it over. But he figured, if I'm going to give the Hermits a free ball and they're able to set, they got Menachino and Lamowski on the front line. If they're able to get a good set, why not at least? It's going to be a point for the Hermits anyway. Ooh, it's a quick send over there by Hopewell. They send it to Menachino, but not quite the best pass for him to get anything going. They go up for the block. Tip, dug by Tamplini. Sakaro sets Brogan on the outside. Brogan goes the short way. Good dive there by Sullivan. Bulldogs hit it up and over. Hermits should have a chance here. Sakaro back sets. Manowski blocked and can't quite be saved for the Hermits. Hopewell Valley gets the point on a good rally there between both teams. Brady Wan, number 15 for Hopewell Valley, gets ready to serve. Goes over. Sardi, ooh, that's that tough one when you hit it too high. When they're hit hard, there was a good serve there by Wan. But when you hit it too high and it hits your own ceiling, you can still play it, but you never know how that ball is going to come off the rafters. That one came straight down, so no one was really able to adjust. There's another good serve. There's a good dig by Sardi. Good hit. And just out of bounds by Lamowski. So Hopewell takes a 14-13 lead. I hit over, dig by Sardi, set to Lamowski. Lamowski hits it in for the point, ties this game back up. It's always amazing to me on those quick ones how they don't hit the net. You've got those long arms swinging hard, and they somehow don't hit the net. But good job there by Lamowski. Great. As Hopewell's going to send this free one over. Hermits should have a good chance to attack. Set to Sakaro, back to Lamowski. Lamowski goes short and takes the point for the Hermits. Catches Hopewell Valley with the changeup. You got to hit the changeup every once in a while because they just go up for a straight block. You start sending too many of those guys up for the block, just hit a light over the top, light to the side. There's a dig there for Hopewell. They're going to get a good hit here. They set Sullivan on the outside. Sullivan with the cross-court point. Ties this one back up at 15. And that one's long by Pat Liadis. And actually, it was Liadis with the last point for Hopewell Valley, not Sullivan. Seems like Liadis and Sullivan are the two main guys there trying to set in that front line, just like the Hermits have Menachino and Lamowski. They go big block. Sardi can't quite get there. And that is a lucky job for the Hermits. So the referee blew her whistle. Sardi was running for it. He probably wasn't going to get there, but she blew her whistle and he stopped running. So the Hermits are saying, hey, we don't know. You can never know what happened. Sardi could have got there. It's kind of an inadvertent whistle for the replay. So it's a replay for the Hermits. Hermits getting a little fortunate on that, but those are the rules. That quick whistle gives the Hermits an advantage. There's a good block there by Lawson. Stays on Hopewell Valley's side. They go the short way, and as Lawson and Tamp went up for the block, he just kind of lobbed that ball over. Ties the game. I guess ball don't lie. Everything's all even now. So Hopewell will serve. Dig there by Brogan. Sakaro's the set to Tamplini. Tamplini goes short. Blocked but not down. And then a miss there by Hopewell Valley. The referee was in my way, so I couldn't quite see who it was, but it was actually a pretty good dig for the first one. But the second pass just kind of went through his hands. So Hermits take a 17-16 lead as Menachino hits that top spin serve. Good set there by Hopewell. Menachino with a good effort, but his dig goes right back into the net or under the net. And it'll be a point for Hopewell Valley. All tied at 17. Rodriguez to serve for Hopewell. Goes long, but the Hermits play it. Hermits are going to have to get this third ball over, but it's a free ball for Hopewell, so they're going to try and get some offense cooking as they set it to Sullivan. And that time, Sullivan sets it down and gives the Bulldogs an 18-17 lead. That's one of the things, though, like you got a great rally to get the ball over, but when you give the other team on either side that free ball where they can set up their offense pretty simply, it's tough to win that point. So another serve from Rodriguez. Brogan pass back to Tampolini. Tampolini blocked. Dug again. Again to Tampolini. He's going soft and long. And that second pass doesn't quite go where Hopewell wants it. The Hermits getting a little fortunate there when he went, kind of that soft and long. I think they were expecting Tampolini to kind of hit a little harder, so they went for the block. Tampolini just flicks it over the top. Ends up getting the point for the Hermits. We are all tied at 18. Big hit there, and that one goes into the bleachers. Good ace there by Tampolini. Hermits could love a couple points. They kind of got Lemowski on the bench right now because, just the rotations. They don't have him play back line. I think Sardi, you can see the white jerseys right there is in for him. Hermits going to be more effective at blocking once Lemowski can get back on that front line, but you got to wait for that rotation. So getting a couple points there is big. And there's a big hit from Hopewell Valley as they tie this one back up. So this is the part you gotta survive. Like try and get a point real quick. You got Menachino on the back line. So one more point, the Hermits can rotate, get Lemowski back in. But yeah, that jump serve not working for Hopewell Valley. That was where they're going to try and hopefully score a few points by setting Latitis and Sullivan. But now that Lemowski's back in the game and that rotation, Sardi comes around as the libero, and Lemowski's able to go back in, their blocking should be a little bit better. Menachino's still on the back line as their other, big outside hitter, but good to see Adrian back in the game as Sullivan goes. Menachino with the dig on the outside. They set long to Brogan. Brogan goes short, tipped off of Hopewell Valley, and Hopewell Valley with the mistake and the slam of the ball. The official giving him a warning, I think. Can't do that out of frustration, so Hermits take a 21-19 lead. CJ Rich, the junior, ready to serve. Would love a point or two here from this. Good serve over. Oh, no, mistake there by Hopewell Valley. I think they weren't quite ready for that as the ball hits our scorekeeper, Pete Burns, in the head. But they weren't quite ready for it, so a couple guys were in the way. They weren't sure who was going to get it, and then that first hit was bad because no one wanted to take charge of it. And that gives the Hermits a 22-19 lead. Hopewell Valley takes a timeout, and we'll be right back after this. All right, and we are back. Hermits lead 22-19, down one set to none in this best of three. CJ Rich on the serve. Rich hits it over. Dig from Hopewell Valley. They're going to set it back to Sullivan. But the big block there by Lemowski, and you can see the celebration because that is a huge point to kind of add this or make this lead 4 with only 2 points left for the Hermits. Huge block there by Lemowski. That's what I was saying. They need either kind of waiting to get his part of the rotation back to the front line. Man, it gets quiet in here before serves. I stopped talking because I think that I could be a little distracting. But that one goes long from CJ Rich, and while you hate those unforced errors, that was a good little run there by Rich on the service line. So Hermits lead 23-20. Like I said, if you can just get this point here, you usually have the advantage when you're returning the serves. It just about locks this game up. The jump serve by number 8 dig by Minikino, set to Lemowski, and a decent dig there by Hopewell Valley, but not able to get it up high enough. Hermits take a 24-20 lead and are just 1 point away from evening this up, sending it to a deciding game 3. Sakaro ready to serve. Sends it over. They set number 3 for the big hit there. That is Karithi. And Hopewell Valley gets a point back, so it is 24-21. Like I said, you kind of have this advantage when you're returning. Brady Wan did have an ace last time he served, but he's going to need a couple here. A good dig there from Sardi. Pass from Sakari to Lemowski. Big block. Sardi keeps it alive. Ooh. I guess they're saying it was 4 hits because when they hit it off the net, they're saying it wasn't a block. It hit off the net, I think. I disagree, but I think that's what they're saying. Either way, Hopewell Valley now trails 24-22. This could be the big set there. Goes long to Minikino. Blocked. Set to Brogan. Brogan goes. Kicks it over. And the point's still going. They set wide to Latithis. Dug by Tamplini. Set to Minikino. Minikino with the point. And that's the game. Hopewell Valley not happy earlier. They thought it was a carry call on Brogan, but not given. Hermits win a close one in game 2. And we will go to the deciding game 3 right after this. All right, and we are back here for game 3. Hopewell Valley serves it, set to Lemowski. Lemowski with the kill, and the Hermits again get the first point of the game. As Coach Steve Wooster does us a favor, is doing the clock, scoreboard. Sakaro sets it over. Dig by Hopewell Valley. Back set to Latithis, and he sends it over, so the Hermits take a quick 2-0 lead. In this decisive set. One going over, a little bit through the libero's hands. And that one goes too far over the net, and Lemowski goes for the hard hit because the set was too close, but he's blocked. Right there at the end, so it's 2-1. Dug out there, Sakara with the set. Set to Menachino, and looks like Hopewell Valley hit the net, so it'll be a point for the Hermits. They lead 3-1. As Brogan serves. Dug out by Hopewell Valley. Set blocked there by Lemowski and Tamplini. Hermits take a 4-1 lead. Brogan again serves it over. Dug there by the libero. Big hit there. And out of bounds. I looked over at the flag guy, whatever, the assistant judge on Hopewell Valley. It didn't look like he saw it, but I believe the referee on the bottom of your screen took care of that call. So Hermits now lead 5-1 with a quick lead out here. Another hit. Tamplini can't quite get there on that kind of cross-court kill. Went around the block that time for Hopewell Valley, or the Hermits block that time for Hopewell Valley. Hopewell Valley sends it over. Sardi with the dig. Lemowski sends it, but not a great first 2 hits for the Hermits, so it'll be a bit of a free ball there. But again, Hopewell Valley not able to take advantage. So the Hermits back set to Menachino, slammed in for the point. They take a 6-2 lead. The Hermits gave Hopewell Valley an opportunity there. They weren't able to take advantage of it. Gave the Hermits a great opportunity back the other way. And that time, Menachino did not miss. Sardi serves it in. Hopewell Valley with the hit. Good dig there by Sicario. They send it over to Menachino again, a little too close to the net to get too much on it. Hopewell Valley hits. Big block there by Lawson and Menachino. Goes back on Hopewell Valley's side of the court. They lead 7-2. The Hermits lead 7-2 as Sardi prepares to serve again. Another hit there, blocked by Tamplini. Set over by Sakaro. Hopewell Valley comes back. Big hit there. Out of bounds. No tip. Point for the Hermits. Sardi with a good little rally on his serve. Plays it over. Dug out by Hopewell Valley. Hopewell Valley with a quick serve. Again, that was one of those low sets that really kind of think catches their hitters by surprise. And it kind of like short arms it, sends it over, and Hopewell Valley takes a timeout. Hermits lead 9-2. We'll be right back after this. All right, we are back. Hopewell Valley with the timeout. Tries to stem the tide. Good serve there by Sardi. Ball comes back over. Gives the Hermits a good chance for a kill. And there goes Menachino again. That all started from that Sardi serve where Hopewell Valley really wasn't able to corral it. Kind of sends that easy, soft, high-arcing ball back over the net. And the Hermits are able to get some offense going. And finally there, Hopewell Valley trying to stop that run. Good kill there by Sullivan. They kind of did the back set, caught the Hermits off guard, only had one blocker up, and Sullivan able to pick his spot. But you told me before this game the Hermits would have a 10-3 lead. I think everybody would have been more than happy with that result. So Rodriguez to serve for Hopewell Valley, and he puts that one into the net. That's the thing, is when you build up that 7-point lead, 8-point lead, it kind of gives you a little wiggle room for mistakes, and the other team have put some pressure on. So they're feeling it when they serve. They're thinking, we got to get a couple points back on the serve. We got to get a couple points back on the serve. And sometimes that leads to unforced errors. And their little communication issue from Hopewell Valley as Menachino gets the ace. He's got that nasty little top spin on his serve, but it's a good hit. Kind of caught the Bulldogs, I don't want to say by surprise, but a little unprepared, and the Hermits take a 12-3 lead. Menachino serves again. This one dug out by Hopewell Valley. That one set to Sullivan and hits the block, but the block not able to keep it in bounds. So it'll be a point Hopewell Valley. So Patel now with the serve. Goes over, dig by Sardi. Sakara with the set. This goes to Tamplini. He's a little far away, and so he kind of had to like flick it up, and the referee calls a carry on that one. And he was just set a little too far away from him, so we really just had to reach out. The ball was below the net, so we kind of had to flick it up. But in that flicking motion, he carried it. There's a good dig there by Sardi. Menachino with the pass. Again, that's the free ball that you have to worry about. At Hopewell Valley, a little miscommunication there, so the Hermits will get one right back. As he set along to Tamp. Tamp with a big hit. And I believe Hopewell Valley touched the net on the block. 13-5, Hermits lead. So Tamplini sends it over. Hopewell Valley with the set. Big hit. Tamplini not quite able to dig Latisis' hit. But as a good hit, I mean, it's a good run there by Hopewell Valley as they cut the lead to 13-6. But that's why those, like, you know, Hermits getting an 8-point lead is pretty uncommon in a close. Ooh. Well, unlucky. The serve by the libero, number 28, Christopher Myers, hits the net and just kind of trickles over. No real way to prepare for that. So he sends this one over. Tamplini with the dig. Sakara sets, a little close to the net. And so because it was close to the net, Brogan can only try and hit it over, but the block is right there when he set it that close. Hermits lead down to 5. Meyer actually wasn't able to play last game because they wrote the wrong number on the scorecard, so they couldn't have a libero. As Brogan carries that one. I know he's been getting away with that a little bit before, but Hopewell gets this lead down to 4. I know they've been changing those kind of carry rules a lot over the last couple of years, so I'm not going to pretend to know what is and isn't, but it was called there. Brogan goes with the soft hit. Dig there from Hopewell Valley. Hermits get the ball over, but Menachino hits it too high into the rafters, and here comes a timeout from St. Augustine as Hopewell cuts this lead down to 3. We'll be right back after this. And this one set to Brogan. That one goes long. Parents think it was tipped. The referees are going to talk about it. That was a loud reaction from that side. And they confer and they get the call right. So this score goes to 14-10. That's a big point there for the Hermits. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's volleyball. It's just like in baseball, and the umps talk it over, figure it out, get the right call. But the Hermits now lead 14-10. They saw that 8-point lead dwindle pretty quickly. As Rich serves it over. A good little run last game during his serve. They set wide to Batiti, and he kind of I think he was going to try and go short and over the wall or over the block like they had last time, but this time he hits it too short. Doesn't get it quite over the net. And the Hermits take a 15-10 lead. Just got to keep this here. You don't need to really add to the lead, but make sure that it doesn't shave away. As Rich sends it into the net. That is not what you want. Maybe I shouldn't talk. That is not ideal. Hermits still have a 4-point lead. Like I said, you get a little bit of advantage, I think, most of the times when you're receiving. And Juan again serves for Hopewell Valley, dug by Minikino, and the dig didn't quite go to a passable spot, so Bergen did the only thing he could and kind of stuck his foot out. But as it went backwards to no man's land, it lands in for a point for Hopewell Valley, so it is now 15-12 in favor of the Hermits. Juan sends it over again. Tamplini not able to get a hold of it. They're going to send that free ball over to Hopewell Valley. Back sets. Dug by the Hermits, but goes under the net on Brogan's kick. And Hopewell cuts this lead to 15-13. You can see the intensity in the gym ramping up as this deciding game 3 gets tighter and tighter. Juan sends it over. Minikino dig. Sakara to Lemowski. Lemowski with the hit into the block, and it lands on Hopewell Valley's side of the net for a kill for the Hermits. Sicario sends it over, just over the net. That one goes long. Lemowski hits, and another point for the Hermits. Yeah, right now, Hopewell Valley having some trouble handling Lemowski's kills. As they set it long, they go short. That might have been out, but a smart play by Sicario. You can't leave that to chance. Brogan tries to send it over. I think she called a carry again, but it wouldn't really have mattered because it didn't go over the net, or they blocked it back down. Either way, would have been a point for Hopewell Valley, but you got to kind of adjust to the way they're calling the game. So if you're Brogan, you got to make sure you're straightening that out. There's a big hit there by Lemowski. Good block there by Hopewell Valley. They back set over. Saved by Lemowski. Set to Minikino. Minikino hit. And touched the net by Hopewell Valley. Hermits go back to a 4-point lead. That's what I'm saying. This is like a good spot for the Hermits. Just keep staying 4-3. Anything less than that, you're going to tighten up. You're going to get a little nervous. But just keep this lead right here. Just don't let them get any points on their service as they back set to number 1. And he goes soft, but Lemowski is there to send it back down. Does not allow that ball to get over the net. And the Hermits now lead 19-14, inching closer to this playoff victory. As it goes up, back set to number 5. Number 5 sends it over. Sardi with the dig. Lemowski sends it over and somehow gets it through. Like, it was not necessarily the best to hit, and he just kind of got a right hand to it, went over. I think Hopewell Valley was asking if it hit the little red candy cane stick there, went on the other side of it, because you can't do that. It's got to stay on the inside of the net. But it did not. It goes to the points to go to the Hermits, and then Brogan's service gives it to him right back. But, hey, if you can get a point or two on your serve and stop them from scoring, that's all you really need. So again, here's the name of the game. Don't let them get a little rally going on their serve. So dig there from Tamplini. Set to Minikino. Minikino goes soft because he wasn't able to. get too much on it, and then that I don't know what the call was, but Menachino seemed pretty upset. Either way, the point goes to Hopewell Valley. This is where my lack of volleyball knowledge comes in. I don't know what the call was or why they're mad, so I apologize. But either way, the score is 16-20 in favor of the Hermits with Hopewell Valley serving. And that one goes long. Hermits bench yelling ball don't lie. Got to make sure that they don't get a red card. Or a yellow card, sorry. So you can get a kind of yellow card for subbing wrong or chirping. Sorry, I kind of half listened to see what the referee was saying to him. But either way, Hermits lead 21-16. Sardi with a good rally last time he was serving. Serves over this time. They go back to number one. He goes short. Good diving attempt by Brogan. And then that one goes to Pleasantville as number 5, Patel, kind of sends it back down. That was one of the ones where when that pass is so close to the net, the other team can go ahead. As long as they don't touch the net, they can go kind of send that right back down. That's why you got to keep the passes just a little further away for your teammates to go get it without any opponent interference. So Rodriguez will serve for Hopewell Valley. That gets over. Brogan with the dig. Sakara with the set to Menachino. Menachino, big hit into the block and down under the point on Hopewell Valley's side. Hermits take a 22-17 lead. Like I said, just keep this lead around 5. 4-5. You're just doing just fine. As Menachino sends it over. Dug by the libero. Big hit there by Sullivan. And that's in. I mean, hey, that's going to happen. Like I said, you always have a little bit of advantage when you're receiving, and Hopewell Valley got that offense going, and when they get Sullivan or Latitis going, that's there. I mean, that's where they're going to get their offense. So Hermits lead by 4. Service goes over. Sardi with the dig. A little long of a dig, so it's going to be a good opportunity here for Hopewell Valley. Set out wide. Sardi with another dig, making up for his mistake last time. That pass goes to Tamplini. And down just out of the diving reach of Patel. And the Hermits take a 23-18 lead. And Hopewell Valley takes a timeout. As the Hermits lead 23-18. We'll keep it right here. We only got 50 seconds left in this timeout. It seems like they've been kind of going quick on it anyway, but just a couple points away. Just don't let them get a rally going. You don't even need to score on your serve. You could have that unforced error of just putting the ball of your service into the net. As long as you don't let Hopewell Valley serve, they can't come back. This could be the Hermits' first playoff win in a while. I believe they won a playoff game back when in 2018. I actually maybe check that on NJ.com, but back when Nick Pilney, Antonio Matos, a couple other soccer guys were on that team, but they kind of led them to a pretty good record. Won their division in the Olympic Conference. One of the smaller divisions, but they won that division that year. I believe they won a playoff game versus Hopewell Valley. And then before that, they had good teams in like 2007 and 8 with Mark Avery and Andrew Keary. But not a ton of volleyball success for the Hermits. So it's been a while since they won a playoff game. It's a good dig there by Brogan. Set. Brogan with the hit. Out of bounds. No tip. Point to Hopewell Valley. But another soccer connection with the Hermits this year. They're going to pretty much every player on the court right now with the excited. So 4 of the 6 players have played soccer for the Hermits. There's a dig there by Tamplini. Set to Lawson. Lawson with a big hit and goes through the block. Lawson just overpowers him on the near side of the net as they take a 24-19 lead. Like I said, you don't need to do much here. Just don't let them score on their serve. The Hermits are 1 point away from taking this. As Rich prepares to serve. He hits that one just over. Hopewell Valley is going to get a little rally going. They send it over. They're going to go to Lemowski. Oh, they go with the back to Minikino, and that time Lemowski gets it, and the Hermits win after he gets the kill. Ooh, never mind. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it means he hit the net. It's all right. They just need to keep their heads. They had a big celebration, a lot of emotion after they thought they won the game. But you just got to keep calm. You're still up 4. You just can't give up 4 straight points. They're going to be doing just fine. Can't let that call go against you. So they'll serve again, 20-24. Dig from Tamplini. Sicario tries to go short. Another save there from Sardi. And then a point goes to Hopewell Valley. Sullivan with the kill. Don't try and do too much there. They're trying to just get it over, send it over. I'm trying to get that last point. Play your offense. Bump, set, spike. It's, just keep it simple, keep it smooth. As you're going to be receiving here, like I said, you should have a little bit of advantage. Dig there by Tamplini. Sicario goes quick, and I said what I said not to do. He does, and the Hermits win. So don't listen to me. But the Hermits come from behind after losing game 1, rally to win games 2 and games 3, and all 3 games decided by 4 points or less. In a great high school volleyball matchup, Hermits take the win and will likely face St. Joe's Metuchen in the next round. Back-to-back state champions. The Hermits will have their work cut out for them, but congratulations to this team and Coach Adamucci on winning, and Coach Gorniak on winning a playoff game. But like I said, for the first time in probably 8 or 9 years. So congratulations to the team. We will be back tomorrow, hopefully with baseball, senior day, and the playoff game. Really hoping that the field can hold water. And then worst comes to worst, we'll be back on Saturday with the lacrosse game. But thank you for tuning in. And as always, go Hermits.